Welcome to the Freedom Property Podcast, the modern real estate brand empowering excellence. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. It's the Freedom Property Podcast show. Today we have Nicole McGregor in the house, all the way from Freedom RentCare. Welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
How's life in rentals?
Good. Busy.
Yeah?
Busy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit about yourself, Nicole. Let's tell the audience what you're all about. You've been in real estate for how long?
14 years.
14 years.
So coming up to 15 years. So
Yep.
started off as a junior.
Yep.
Moved up to a property manager within a few weeks because
Yep.
it just all felt naturally. From there, offered senior roles, been head of department for the last 7 years.
Awesome.
So,
nice.
yeah.
And whereabouts were all these positions? Was it all in the Redlands or?
No. So I officially started off at Ray White in Holland Park.
Okay.
And then moved down to Harcourts at Browns Plains, and then
Been
come
all
over.
over.
Yeah. And then come over to the Bayside back in 2012 and haven't looked back. So
Fantastic.
love the Bayside.
Were you living Bayside previously, or were you just moving for?
No. So I was down on the south side.
Yep.
And then decided to pack up and have a sea change and
Nice.
come to the Bayside. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
And where did you start when you first came to the Bayside?
I started at Pat Barrett Realty up at Wellington Point.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just around the corner from where I live.
Yeah.
I live in O'Connell Parade there.
Yeah.
It's a good spot. And so you were doing like head of department there? Is that what you were doing?
So I was senior there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just a shared portfolio. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many properties did they manage?
We managed a combined total of, I think it was 263 properties. So, but I kept stealing all of our receptionists. So whenever we'd lose a PM, I'd train the receptionist up and bring them through as
Absolutely.
a PM. So
that's the way to do it.
That's
a natural progression for a lot of people, just get into a real estate office, and then
exactly.
figure out what your next move is from there.
That's right, because the opportunities are endless when you get in. So
definitely.
There's definitely different
That's what
pathways.
I like to do here at Freedom as well, like we people start in one position. Sometimes they're in rentals, they move over across to someone's assistant in sales, and then they become a sales agent or whatever, and you just got to find out what works for people, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So you knew rentals was for you, hey?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What is it about rentals that gets you going?
I think it's just rentals as a property manager. I think we're really sort of, my opinion, in the real estate world, it's all about sales. There's not much about property management.
Absolutely.
It's definitely the forgotten side of real estate.
Yep.
There's a lot of knowledge that you have to know. Basically, essentially, you're the meat and the sandwich.
Yep.
So you've got your tenant one side, you've got your owner the other side, and you've got to come to, some sort of agreement. And I think I find that probably the most rewarding. Is being able to come to that mutual agreement with both parties, and you get a good outcome for both.
And you're dealing with that a lot, whereas us agents, we deal with that, for a moment with that one deal, and then it goes away, but it stays with you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, building relationships is, it's not just about building it with owners, it's building it with your tenants as well, because they're there for, 6 or 12 months, so possibly even longer. Okay. So you want to make sure that you really build that relationship at the very start.
Yeah.
So that, you've got a sort of a smoothish.
Yeah. So
tenancy.
Let's talk about that process then. So you do an open home, you advertise a property, and do you get a vibe off certain people if they're going to be good tenants or not? Because it's sometimes hard to pick your tenant, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, 100%. So, I don't like to be judgmental at all, but obviously for a tenant entering the market the way it is at the moment and has been, it's definitely about presentation, how you present yourself at the property when you're coming for the inspection. Taking your shoes off the front door, just simple, respectful things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Will definitely make you stand out.
Yeah.
But it's also, I don't know, I think, being older and being in the industry for so long, you just get a gut feeling about people as well.
Definitely.
But it's.
Yeah, that's always the scary thing for a landlord or an owner. They, who's going to go into my property? Like, how do you check these people? So what kind of a search would you do on these tenants?
Yeah, so we always make sure our due diligence is really high. We're obviously doing rental reference checks. employment checks, personal reference checks. We do a ticker database search. We just really go into the background of that tenant's history.
Yeah.
I do know some agents have been looking on Facebook and Instagram, like on socials and stuff, to get an idea of those type of applicants.
Definitely.
I try not to.
Yeah.
Only because everyone has their personal life.
Yeah, well, they're only putting their highlight reel up there, aren't they?
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, doing our 100%. We've got to make sure they've got 100% of ID.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just make sure that all of our checks are done and all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's an important part of the process, making sure you get along with this tenant as well, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's right. But again, you don't really know because, I mean, you might see the person for 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, and you've sort of really, it is hard.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell a good application to a bad application with just sort of looking at it without even doing any checks or anything.
So the property is advertised, the tenants come through, and then they apply. Is that the only way that they can get through? Or is it like, could they like pre-apply?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been recommending to everyone because obviously there is the rental shortage. We've got a vacancy rate of 0.8% at the moment, so it's quite low. And those figures haven't changed in the last sort of 2 years in the area. Yeah. So it seems to be quite consistent. I recommend people to definitely, if you see a property online, apply. You can always contact us and ask if they can have pre-approval so that when they come to the inspection, we can check them off and they can say, yes, I would like to go forward with my application.
Nice.
And then we've got it there ready to present to the owner.
That would be good for you to go into presentations with as well and say, listen, I've already got 10 applicants approved.
Oh, definitely.
And, like your property matches, 8 of these. And I think I'll be able to, get your tenant very quickly because most landlords, that's what they want. They want to get some income in as quickly as possible.
That's right. They? Yeah. So every time we enter a property into our database for lease, it will come up with an alert that there's maybe anywhere from 100 to 300 people searching for that particular sort of specification on the home. So whether it's a 422, it will do a tenant match.
Yep.
And then we just flick them off a message to say that this property's become available.
Yep.
And it's like an early bird listing.
Yep.
So they get notified of that as well. So generally within, a matter of minutes, we'll get inquiry through for that property, which is really great.
Yeah.
But we also offer as well for people that are looking to move interstate. So we can do sight unseen if they're unable to attend, or we can do FaceTime viewings as well, which I've done quite a lot of.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so there you go, tenants. If you're watching this and, you're finding it hard to get into one of these properties because there's a bit of competition out there for you right now, get pre-approved. So, send us in all your stuff. We'll get you all approved, and then one pops up, bang, you can have it.
Yep.
That's what you're saying, hey?
Pretty much, as long as the owner agrees,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's a little tip for the tenants. When these tenants get into the property, like you say about the relationship and keeping that positive, like how do you make that a good relationship with the tenant?
I think probably the biggest thing is, letting the tenants know when they do their sign up is set that expectation. So if they know what you require as an agency, then just drum into them, keep the communication open. Like if you're struggling to pay your rental payments, let us know straight away. Don't get it, to 7 or 8 days. Let us know prior. Report your maintenance on time. But it's just about trying to get them to have that open communication.
Yeah. And doing what you say you're going to do as well, I reckon, like if I was a tenant, which I've never been a tenant, but if I was, and I said that I needed something to be done, you just want to know that it gets done.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, definitely.
So then obviously you would need the landlords to work in with you as well.
That's
and
right.
that sort of thing. So, well, let's talk about that side then. So the landlords themselves, what does a good landlord look like?
A good landlord will approve maintenance when it needs to be done. I think, you can't really say, some landlords have, great communication. Other landlords have terrible communication because they're so time poor.
Yeah.
And the last thing they need is an email from their property manager saying, oh, we've got a leaky tap again.
Yeah.
So I think, again, when we're doing that appraisal, it's finding out about where they see us sort of coming into play and their expectations of us as property managers.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like, so can you get like, because for me, like I'm a landlord and I've got multiple investment properties, and to be honest, yeah, I'm exactly that time poor person.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want those calls. So I could say to you something like, you can spend up to X amount without even calling me.
Well, that's correct. Yeah. So basically, when you go through the Form 6 and you explain it to new investors, so the legislation has changed and there is an amendment to the Form 6 now where we can arrange maintenance up to the value of 4 weeks' rent. So it used to only be 2 weeks, but it's now actually 4 weeks' rent.
Yep.
A lot of investors actually feel really uncomfortable about that. And even though we have that Form 6 in place, I still like to contact them and say, this is the problem. But again, and it's a ripple effect. So we've got to have really good relationships with our trades as well.
Yeah.
So, and when you're using your regular trades, you get to know their prices.
Definitely.
So I can say to a landlord, look, you've got a leaky tap. It's going to cost you between, X and X amount.
Yep.
I don't have to send off a quotation request and wait for that to come back and then send it on to the owner for approval.
Very true. Very true. Yep.
It's so important to build those relationships, with your suppliers, your owners, your tenants. It's just it all comes together.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to put my property on the rental market right now, what would I need to do before I could put it on?
Okay, so you need to ensure that your smoke alarms are compliant, obviously.
Yep.
Your legislation's come through, as we all know.
Yep.
All smoke alarms need to be interconnected. One goes off, they all go off. I'm really pushing for owners to have their water compliance done.
Yeah.
So basically that just ensures that rather than us charging a kilolitre usage each quarter for when the water rates come through, we can just charge the full water usage.
Yeah, nice.
So it costs anywhere from $140, and generally the owners will get that back within the first sort of 2 quarters.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really good investment. We also need to, I know there's not a lot of focus, but there's also a blind compliance as well. So for all your cords, they must be compliant. So you've got to have a little clip.
I thought you meant like can't see compliant.
No. That'd be good. No. So all your cords for your blinds must be compliant.
Gotcha.
Obviously, pool safety certificate if there's a pool at the property.
Yep, true.
And then another big thing is landlord protection insurance. That's huge as well.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Nice. It's crazy the amount of agents that don't understand this side of the business.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of agents that watch this show. So, like agents, if you aren't aware of this stuff, because a seller might ask you these questions when you're at a presentation, and they do all the time.
Yeah.
I know the answers to these things.
Yeah.
But some agents don't.
Yeah.
And it's vitally important that you start to connect with people like Nicole and like your property manager that works in your business and ask these questions. Hey,
exactly. Yeah,
Seriously.
Definitely.
Do you find that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have agents ring me and say, what do I do here? What do I? And it's like, this is what you do. And I mean, you walk them through the steps. I mean, it's not an issue, but
that's it.
I think, I really think that the investors market it's not sort of honed in on, and I think there's a lot of missed opportunities there for investors. So.
Some of the best agents in the business, like sales agents, they have started out on reception and they have done the whole rental side of the business.
Yeah.
And then when they become sales agents, they're so much more savvy than your average agent because, they understand these things, So, I think that this show is like really trying to be educational for agents, and I hope that that's what they've taken from this. So, like, what is a positive of an agent parking their property in the rent roll? Like why would they do that?
As in,
so why would a young agent at this office right now? Why would they ring you and say, look after this property? Like, why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
What's the positives to them?
The positives to them is to know that their property will be looked after. At RentCare, between our team, we've got over 28 years experience in the industry. So it's quite rare to have that much experience.
Absolutely.
I think trusting your property manager to know that they're going to do the right thing with your investment.
Yep.
So I look at, I don't look at it, oh, yeah, we're just managing a property. Like we've got millions of dollars worth of responsibility because essentially if we don't do our job properly, then we're going to have major issues. So it needs to be done correctly.
Yep.
And I think, again, it all comes back to communication. Just know that we will communicate with you every step of the way.
Awesome. Yeah, like I like having the investment properties that I know that I'm going to list one day at Freedom, at the at Freedom RentCare.
Yeah.
Because for me, like it's complete peace of mind because, for instance, the owner might ring up and say, I need to get an appraisal, or I don't want to extend the lease this time. And it's like, that's got to be a red flag, surely. It's like, maybe they're going to sell. And then that's
definitely.
when, people like yourself, they'll contact me and say, well, they haven't renewed their 6-month lease, that they don't want to find a new tenant. There's obviously something going to happen. It's probably worthwhile giving the owner a call.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And we do have that quite a lot. So a lot of agents that do bring in properties to our portfolio when they are ready for sale, we obviously refer them back to those agents, and
absolutely,
it's their sales.
So you said 28 experience. If you include me into that, it's even more.
Yeah, we're hitting like half a century.
That's it. I'm not too full on with rentals at the moment. So this is your gig, and you've got a brilliant crew there.
Yeah, we do.
So, RentCare for me over the last few years has been challenging because I get this amazing crew and then I lose people, and then it's just like, and then I get this crew again, and then it's just like, but now we've got the good crew again. And it's just like, here we go. Like I'm excited to see what you ladies can do. So tell us about the team.
So we've got Jamie Lee. So she's been in real estate for the last 10 years. She's a property manager. She's absolutely amazing.
She's a gun.
She is. She's really amazing. Like there's nothing that I put to her that is a bother. She's just a real delight to work with. And I mean, I've worked with, quite a few property managers in my time.
Definitely.
But she's really, really amazing. That's it.
Yeah, I've had some really good feedback from people about her, tenants, owners, agents. So it's been great. The dealing I've had with her has been awesome. So I'm really impressed with what she's been up to.
It's really good. And we've got Kerry as well. So she's amazing. Communication. She's only been on board with us for a few weeks, but she's hit the ground running. She's leased 2 properties this week, so that's really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah, so
she's got a wealth of experience, doesn't she?
She does. Yeah. She's been in the industry for quite a long time as well. But I think one of the things I'm really, really excited about is we've recently signed a school-based trainee, Harry,
nice,
from Redlands College.
Yep.
So I met Harry back when I was working at McGregor.
Yep.
And I've got a real soft spot for him. He's 6'10", and he's just a really great kid.
Awesome.
So when the school approached me and said, would you like to offer Harry a school-based traineeship, I was like, 100%, definitely. He's just, like this kid has come from, grade 11 when I first met him. I took him to his first open home, and he was just his initiative and he walked through the home and it was just natural instinct. He turned the lights on, like he, tidied a cushion, like I don't really know any other 17-year-olds that would take that initiative and do that. So he'll finish grade 12 this year and then come on with us in a full-time capacity next year.
Definitely.
As an assistant property manager.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we're all about supporting the young people in this business, no matter where it is, and, hoping they stay loyal to us and, have a big future with us,
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
No, look, I really appreciate you coming in today. We touched on a few parts there, but what I'd love to do with you more is do some sort of more videos like this, of you giving out tips. It's like, here's a tip for all the tenants, and then we put that out in our weekly email, if you've got a problem, like go on our website, fill out this form, like just every little video.
Definitely.
And then same for landlords as well. And then we can start to advertise these things and, I think that's an educational piece that we need to educate the marketplace, because if we educate the marketplace, they'll understand that we know what we're doing and that we actually do really care.
Yeah.
And, odds are we're going to get more business.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we've got new legislation coming in September as well. So we're going for training for that in the next couple of weeks. So, it'll be really important.
There's a lot more hoops to jump through, isn't there?
Yeah. So the new legislation coming in last October, and then we've got more minimum housing standards coming in September. So
awesome. All right. So if it's a landlord watching this, what should they do if they want to rent their property?
Give me a call.
Nice. There it is. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.